Hey yo, what it do? It's your boy Asshole Pop.
Hey, check it out. It's your boy Feel Good. Mwah!
We back with another episode of the Cold Field Show.
Hey, you already know it's about to get super spicy.
So without further ado, let's get right into it.
Yeah. Ho!
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Y'all know what day it is, right? It's hump day as usual. You feel me?
Motherfucking hump day. Oh.
Yeah. We appreciate everybody that's tuned in right now. If you are tuned in with us right now at the beginning of the show, before we get active, can you please hit the share button? Please hit the share button.
Make sure you hit that like button too.
I don't want to have to fuck nobody up, so go ahead and hit that share button one good time.
Hey man, we don't resort to violence.
He don't
hit that like button, hit that share button.
He don't resort to violence. I am actually very fucking violent. I don't know what the fuck he talking about.
Man, you gotta cool down.
He be talking that Malcolm X, that Martin Luther. I'm Malcolm X.
What?
I'm Bumpy Johnson. I'm
definitely Malcolm X with this shit,
what
man.
That shit you be talking about? I'm out here trying to kick ass and take names and shit.
We don't resort to violence. We on resorts and islands.
Islands and shit. Wakanda forever. Look, check it out. All right. It's hump day. Tonight we got a good topic. I want to introduce y'all to our in-studio guest tonight, one of our longtime followers of the show and fan favorites in the comments, Miss 200 Stars herself. Everybody give a round of applause for Sunshine.
Oh yeah.
She done finally made her way to the Coldfield stage, you know what I'm saying, have some good conversation with us. You know what I'm saying? So tonight, without further ado, let's get into it. Thank you, Derek, for the share. Appreciate that.
Man, shout out Derek, man.
Tonight, we is talking about letting go of your past. Letting go of the past. Now, this could be for relationships, childhood, trauma, all type of things, man. We all done been through some things in our life that has affected us in good, you know what I'm saying, positive ways, negative ways. But some of that shit you gotta let go. And
Agreed.
It's causing you to be bitter. It's causing you to be miserable. It's causing you to be sad. It's causing you not to be able to move forward in life because you're still holding on to some shit. So we're gonna talk about that tonight.
Let the past be the past. Ain't no going back. Shit.
The first element of that I want to get into really is the main element, and that's closure. Letting go of the past comes with closure. You got to close that chapter out. You got to end it. Turn the page, get a new book, and start fresh. But some people feel like closure is unnecessary. How do y'all feel about that? How do you feel about closure?
You know what, man? We got a special guest, man. We got
Let her
Sunshine in the bed. We gonna let Sunshine kick this shit off, man.
How you feel, Sunshine? Do you feel like closure is necessary to end out a situation?
Nope, fuck them.
Fuck them. What about for you though? You don't need it for yourself?
They say forgiveness is for you, not for them. So my one of the things people know about me is I'm never the bigger person. I'm
You like
never
5'1". You can't be, but
I thought she was taller
5'2".
too.
I get what you're saying. No,
I'm
for real,
5'2".
though. All bullshit aside. Though,
No,
yeah.
but for real, I'm never the bigger person. So I always say what I gotta say, and that's it. And closure is just something I think women use to reel you back in. Like, I need to see you one last time. I need to talk to you one last time. I need closure. My motto is, if I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. Fuck you. That's the end of it. That's my closure.
Okay.
I don't want to see you and I don't want to talk to you one more time.
Closure is a weapon, a tool that women use to reel you back in. I don't think I ever heard that before.
Manipulation.
But I was gonna say, but I can understand that it's definitely a form of manipulation because a lot of times you would be then set them boundaries, stood your ground, and then a motherfucker talking about they want to have that one last conversation or that whatever, and then next thing you know, you drag right back into the bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted about closure. I feel like in certain situations it might be necessary. If there was a lot of uncertainty and a lot of trauma between you and a person, sometimes you need that trauma. I mean that closure to heal old wounds. You know what I'm saying? Close some of them scars. Cause a person, I've seen people walk away from relationships like completely decimated.
Yeah, but you don't have to talk to that person one last time. You don't have to see.
No,
So,
I feel like for certain people you do though. Like if it wasn't like when I say they walked away decimated, I mean their emotions. It might not have been nothing physical. It might not have been nothing crazy. But sometimes you need to hear like what it was. Like I know something. Like I said, you got some women that walk away from a relationship and they be, what was it? What didn't I do? What wasn't I? You know, why wasn't I enough? Shit like that. And sometimes to the dude, he just was a piece of shit. He need to
was just finna say that.
He need to just tell her that though, so she can move on. Like, look, baby girl, look,
That's for her to realize though. You don't need to hear him say that to you.
You don't think so?
No, because we've talked about this in plenty other episodes or whatever. But my ex-husband did me dirty, and he did me dirty. I don't need to go all into what he did, but he did. He did me dirty, and I was bitter at first, but I learned that I had to forgive him and let him go. But I didn't need to talk to him about that. I didn't need to have one last conversation and say, well, why'd you do me like this? Instead, I said, I got to be a better mother. I got to be a better woman. I need to let it go. And that was it. That's all I needed to do.
Right, okay.
That was my closure.
I feel that. So you feel like a lot of people would be more better off if they just adapt that way of thinking, like, fuck closure, just move the fuck on.
Just move the fuck on.
But you know what? The thing is this, man. Some people have a hard time moving forward because they be so stuck on how you did them or whatever.
Them emotions,
right?
that's what I'm saying. Them emotions be a motherfucker.
But what are you waiting to hear? Are you waiting to hear they're sorry? Because they're probably not.
But you know what? But then when you do say you sorry to somebody, shit, they be like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care about the apology and whatnot. So it's like, damn, like you said, like you got to be like, fuck them, shit, and just move forward yourself.
Derek tapped in. He said, I don't think it's always manipulation. Some people feel they have the need to hear why, for their own sanity, whether or not for the best, but to each of his or her own. That's kind of what I was getting at in general. Like, you know, just I've been in a situation before where, you know what I'm saying, me and an individual, like things ended kind of real like rocky, not necessarily just bad, nobody beating nobody up or nothing weird, but it was just bad. You know what I'm saying? We needed to talk about it. And I needed to say some things that she needed to hear in order for her to be able to move on. She was kind of stuck in a space. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with you to a certain extent. Put your big boy drawers on, put your feelings in your pocket and just move. Do what you got to do for you. I get that. I agree.
But some motherfuckers just, I feel like those, some motherfuckers that ask for closure, but in reality, they don't want it.
They just want to argue.
They want to argue. They want to be in that toxic and shit. Like, motherfuckers don't be, like she said, like, motherfuckers just want to get you over there, talk shit, do whatever, get a little quick makeup in, get back to it.
That
like,
part.
I say that bullshit. I just want to hunch again.
you know what I'm saying? Like, damn.
I'm just on some bullshit. I just want to hunch
I just
one more
want to
time.
fuck one more time.
I just want to hunch one more time.
Let a nigga know. Let a nigga know.
That type of shit.
There go my closure. You good?
Man.
So, how do y'all feel in the audience though? Like, do y'all feel like closure is something necessary that you may need? Had there been a time where you sought out closure and you bit off more than you could chew, like the situation turned bad? Like, cause, like he said, like bro just said, sometimes closure just turned into more argument. I don't got time for that part. Like, I don't got time for that. If I'm trying to have a conversation with you and that conversation turned into some type of argument, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit, that defeats the purpose of what we was originally trying to do in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Like, how was we trying to gain closure and we end up right back at square one with the arguing and the fighting and shit? Like, Tara Marie, what up? She was just here a couple weeks ago, last week.
Shout out Tara.
She said she needed it. Why do you feel like you need it, though? That's what I'm saying. I know some people that need it, men and women. Why do you feel like you need it? Type in and let us know what you think. What up, Lee? What up, Jackie? What up, Sheikah? Everybody that's tapping in. Tonight's topic is letting go of the past. Right now, we speaking about closure. While you here, hit that share button. Josephine Brown, closure is for people struggling with rejection. They need something to make them feel better about what they already know.
I like that.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah. I gotta.
I'm gonna read that one again.
I like that. That's basically what I said. Yeah.
Closure is for people struggling with rejection. They need something to make them feel better about what they already fucking know. Man. Hey, look. If I ain't never heard nothing a little bit more groundbreaking than that, like they struggling with rejection. So basically the person that got broke up with or were rejected,
It's kind of like you were saying, the why. I need to know
yeah, they
why.
need that. They need
need
that why.
Yeah.
Yeah. What up, Shiggy? You know, we sitting by the pool and shit. You know what I'm saying? Got the,
Yeah, man. Summertime.
you know, we got the ladies
Mhm.
going swimming in the background. You can't see them right now. They drinking mojitos and shit. But
Yo,
they,
chill out, chill out.
you know what I'm saying? Keep it down. It's a lot of equipment over here. You can't be splashing and shit. You feel me?
No splash pads.
You know, like I understand that though. That make a lot of sense though when it's said that way. Like they can't handle that rejection, so they need to hear something to make them feel better about it. Like, yeah, okay, full feather fly guy, what up, bud? Closure is cap. If you want it closed, close it. Closure is for people that's not ready to close.
I can respect closure
My
like
nigga.
on this,
Okay.
right? On this, that's
Okay.
100 cash.
That's like I said. I might just want to hunch again. That's
But
how
you,
I need
but you
closure.
know what? Check it out though. You know what motherfuckers be like in like AA or NA and all that.
Yeah.
And they be going through the steps and all that.
Right.
I feel like closure is a big thing for them to help them process.
Some people
through.
mentally need.
Actually, it's not, because I'm gonna tell you why. If you are in AA or NA or anything like that, the first thing you learn is the serenity prayer. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I
that I
cannot
cannot
change,
change. Right,
the
right.
courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
Right.
You don't have no control over somebody else's actions. You only have control over how you react.
But you don't think them people in search of like a form of closure though? Like, cause they seeking out everybody that they did wrong. And they
Oh, you
trying
mean
to,
like in the 12 steps?
right, in the steps. See, I'm
That's
talking
not
about going
closure.
through the steps.
That's becoming a better person. Each step is supposed to be an enlightenment. Okay, I'm gonna do better than the next time. And then
Okay.
when you get to the
that.
step, you're supposed to ask the people you've done wrong for forgiveness.
Forgiveness.
That's
okay.
part of the 12 steps. But it's not closure. It's giving. It's actually, in a way, it's
It's
actually
closure
giving
for
them closure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, closure
Yeah,
for
okay,
them.
yeah, it's closure
It's
for
going
the
back
opposite.
and saying, it's going back and saying, you know
But
what,
okay,
I did
on
what
that-
I did to
now-
you, and that was bogus.
Now hold on that level, that's
owning up.
That's accountability. Do you feel like people that know they did something wrong need to give closure, whether asked for it or not? Because that's a whole different way to looking at it. Like, if I did wrong to somebody and I know I did it wrong, and I see them struggling to deal with whatever, do I owe it to them to tell them I'm not necessarily apologize, but like I said, just explain, hey, I'm a piece of shit. My bad.
Why? You did what you did. I meant what I did. If I do something, I meant what I did.
People be-
Accept it, swallow it, move on.
But
Get
you know,
over it.
you know, people be going through all type of shit. Like for instance, you got a friend that has a drug problem and shit. You know, they did some foul shit. They took some shit. They, you know what I'm saying? Like, they was in a bad position. They wasn't like mentally all the way there. They was there physically, but mentally, you know what I'm saying? They wasn't fully there. I mean, you think that person right there too, like if they came to you like, hey, you know, my apologies, this, that, and the third, could you forgive them? Or would you be like, hey man, you did what you did.
You
Hey,
did
you
what
gotta
you
stay
did.
over
That's
there.
it. You gotta. I'm a Virgo to the man,
Oh,
to
damn
the
right.
fullest. I'm a Virgo. I'll cut you
one
off.
of them?
I will cut you off, and I have mental funerals in my head every day for people.
Damn. What?
I have mental
funerals. What the hell?
Hey, she ain't wrong. Sheikah said
It's about to get super
I used to always think I needed it, but as I sit back and analyze it, it's there in my face. That's kind of what a lot of people come into that same consensus. Like, if you really just sit back and analyze the situation that you put yourself in, yeah, like you know what I'm saying. You did it to yourself.
Yeah, you gotta take accountability. Man.
Accountability. Chris Jones said, "Bullshit. People do shit all the time and don't mean it." I get that. People sometimes do
that
shit, and I mean these people are children. I'm gonna say that first. No matter what your age is, if
That's
if you're just acting off of impulse, then you're a child.
Yep.
You can, but I understand that people do shit all the time that don't have no actual meaning to it. They didn't mean no harm. They wasn't trying to hurt you. They wasn't trying to break you down. They just did what the fuck they did. So we can we can respect that and understand that also. After closure though comes the acceptance. Now, as the person that was,
Oh, you do? Yeah, I ain't think
as
you
the
did,
person
'cause
that,
you
I do, but I'm good.
Oh, okay.
as the person that that got done wrong or whatever, how do you like come to acceptance without closure? Like, it's easy to say, oh, I know a motherfucker know what they did, or a motherfucker did me bogus, or whatever the case may be. It's easy to say that out your mouth. But when you at home with your thoughts, when you alone in your room and you driving them long car rides on the way home, different shit like that, you're meditating, that shit get to playing in your mind. Like, how do you accept some shit, especially when you wasn't even ready for it to be what it is? Like, let's say you was in that relationship that you thought you was happy in, and then that person just put the rug from up under you, and now you gotta rearrange your thoughts, rearrange your life because this isn't what you thought. Like, that acceptance of a motherfucking situation being closed is a motherfucker.
That's kind of like what I was saying about my ex-husband. I had just had a baby by him, and he basically came to me one day and said, I don't want to be married to you no more. I think I want to be with her. So I'm finna leave. I'm finna pack all my stuff, and I'm finna go be with her. And I'm finna leave you and these kids, and I'm finna go be with her in New York. He packed all his bags, put all his stuff in his truck, and drove to New York.
Damn.
So I was bitter at first, but he flew
That's
back.
devastation.
Yeah, I was hurt. My heart broke. He flew back every other weekend to stay the weekend at our house and see our kids.
Okay.
So, but he was still playing like we was a
I was
family
gonna say, but
together.
was y'all fucking and shit.
Yes, and so then I'm thinking, okay, well maybe he's realizing he made a mistake. So I actually looked him in his face and said, you know what? Why don't you just come back? Let's just work it out. Let's just be together. Like, you know, we'll put this in the past. We'll be together. He looked me dead in my face and told me, you know what? I don't want to be with you. I like having sex with you, but I don't want to be with you. I want to be with her.
That's real.
And it was, but I literally felt my heart break.
It's devastating, but it's real.
I felt my heart break.
Yeah.
Like, I literally felt it. So that's about as dirty as you can do somebody. But, and I was bitter, and I admit I was bitter, but I was hearing what I was saying to other people, my kids was saying. My kids started saying, he left us. He did this to us. And then I said, wait a minute, your dad didn't leave you. Your dad, you can call your dad. Your dad left me.
That's the difference.
So then I said, you know what? I have to stop because now my kids are saying that.
Right.
That take a real one.
So I didn't need him to say, I'm sorry, or I did this to you and I didn't mean it, or do anything like that to me. I just had to stop and think about myself and say, okay, you know what? I'm not being a good mom.
I respect that.
Let's talk about it.
You got to click it 5 times.
You know, because you could have been, you know, bitter about the whole situation. You could have been like, man, nah, like you left us, but you left it as like, nah, your dad left me. You know, he didn't leave us. You could still be in contact with him.
No,
so
that's how it's supposed to be.
that's real. That's real shit. Like, I mean, and I know that was hard for you. That had to be hard. Like, you know, because all that anger that's inside of you, and you still found a way, you know, to control it and put your kids first. And that's what we got to do as adults. We got to do that. Like, motherfuckers got to be like, actually really put the kids first. Like, quit saying that shit and start living that shit. Because motherfuckers be like, put the kid first, but then be having like a whole different agenda. Like, you know what I'm saying, on some evil shit. Like put the kids,
a lot of
first,
times,
man.
like, it depends on who broke up with who, but a lot of times motherfuckers use the kids as manipulation to try to force the relationship back into a certain space. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Facts.
so that's that part. But like, what's the hardest part of acceptance? Would you say?
Man.
Like, is it the really the closure, the coming to terms? Is it the letting go and moving on? Like,
I think, like, on some real shit, right? Sometimes when you like just angry, right, you can use that anger for so many things. So that's why I feel like a lot of people have, you know, troubles letting certain things go, because that's something they probably tap into when they need it, you know? It's like, I bet you, like, you put like 5 people, you know what I'm saying, in a row. Out of that 5 people, I guarantee only 2 truly can let it go. You know what I'm saying? Like, just let it be what it is. Like, be what it be. Like, nothing. Like, that's it. That's all. But majority of the time, bro, everybody be like, come on that get back shit. Like, you should have been past getting your lick back.
Shit.
That's some childish shit.
Hey, that motherfucker right there dangerous. I ain't feel lie to you.
Told him the plug. You let him know.
See that thing? What?
Sunshine the plug.
Hey, so Sheikah said, for her, it's the moving on part. Derek said, for him,
Let's talk about it.
realizing that nobody has to love you. That's real
That's
shit.
deep. Yeah, that's deep.
Damn.
Nobody has to care for you. Nobody has to like you. Nobody has to do nothing. Like, a motherfucker can love you today and not tomorrow. Love is a choice. I be trying to, like, I really want people to understand that love is not an emotion. Love is a choice.
Love's not a feeling either.
We choose to act a certain way based on emotions, which is what love is. I can show you love through a series of actions based on my emotions. But love itself is not an emotion. So that's real. People don't nobody gotta love you, like, and just because they did today don't mean that they always will.
My ex-husband tried to come back 2 years later, and I told him, no, I'm good.
You ain't love them no more?
I love him, and I tell him he's my family. I'll always love you. You're my family. If you need me, I'll be there for you, anything. But I don't love him like I want to be with him, no. But I always consider him family. My door is always open to him if he needs anything. But as far as be together, he broke my heart.
Because that's real shit, though. At the end,
You don't think it's possible?
Excuse me.
Oh, go ahead. You can say what you were saying.
at the end of the day, like, y'all are family. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got kids together, whatever. You looking at the big picture. Like, I want to give you a round of applause for that. Like, that's real. You know what I'm saying? Because you could have easily took him back and went backwards in life, but you chose to move forward.
Well, my
So-
kids even wanted me to, but I explained, this is how I explained to them. If someone looked you in your face and told you they don't love you, and then they come back 2 years later and say, you know what, I made a mistake. I think I love you. You're the person for me. How would you feel? And my kids was like, I wouldn't take them back. I said, okay.
Like, out of everything, that is fucked up. Like, you could have said, I ain't feeling this shit no more, whatever. This nigga said what he said. Like, yeah.
I think rejection, being rejected by somebody that once claimed to love you is a different type of rejection.
Yeah, he was my first boyfriend. I married my first
Oh,
boyfriend,
shit.
was married for 17 years, had 5 kids with this man.
That's what I'm saying. Shit
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
like,
that's some real shit.
when you've been with a person 10 years, I'm going to say 10 plus, anything over 10 years, to one day be rejected by that person, for that person to say they don't like you, they don't love you, blah, blah, they disgusted by you, or they turned off by you, they no longer attracted. Anything that revolves them not wanting to fuck with you no more, like that has to be a different type of rejection. It has to be a different type of hurt. How do you come back from that? Like, I was about to ask, do you think a relationship could grow again after heartbreak? Like actual heartbreak, but I think you just answered my question. Like, what he said to you devastated you in a way where you couldn't even. You
And just the fact that you was my everything for 17 years, but you're gonna look me in my face and tell me that you like to have sex with me, but you don't want to be with me. But I'm
That's
gonna
fucked
use
up.
you. I used to love you. You were my wife, but now I'm just gonna use you while I'm here
type shit.
for recreational purposes. Basically, is how it felt. Like you have no feelings for me. You just gonna use me.
Type shit.
No, man. That's
I was your best friend before I was your girlfriend, before I was your wife, and this is how you do me.
Is he doing you something? And I'm asking this seriously now. I ask this because I like to play devil's advocate with people's thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Is it that he was using you? Is he doing you some type of way? Is his honesty not enough? Like, not saying you gotta fuck him, not that part.
Oh yeah.
But is the honesty not enough for it to not be looked at as him trying to use you? Because at the end of the day, you have every right to say no, you don't want to do that. And if he stopped coming, then yeah, obviously, He
Real
was
shit.
just using you. He was just coming for the sex, really. But if he still continues to come and y'all, you know, how that little element without the sex, would you still look at it as him using you, or would it just be, you know what, his honesty was what it was?
No, because he came every other weekend and played house like we were still together. If that makes sense. It wasn't just sex, but you played like we were still together.
It was like he was stringing you along.
Right.
Type shit.
Like,
Okay.
because my feelings was in, like, okay, come home. So when I put my foot down, I said, you can still come. You can come to this house, because we own this house. And I said, you can come to the house. You can do whatever you need to do with the kids while I'm at work. But when I get off of work, you don't need to be here.
Type shit. No, I feel
And he we did that. Like, it was fine. He was fine with that.
okay, but that's what I mean though. Was
Yeah.
he using you and really, or did he just did? If he was misleading you, point blank, period, because that's what Derek just said. If he was misleading you, period, then yeah, he was using you. But was he misleading you, or was you just looking deeper into it? Like did he
I was definitely probably looking deeper into it, thinking like, okay, we're gonna work it out. We're gonna be together.
because we fucking and we playing
Yeah,
house.
we playing house.
And at the end of the day, he got to hold his accountability for that because motherfucker, you know what type of feelings and emotions that come with.
Right.
So let's not play that game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Derek asked the question for him. He want to ask Sunshine a question
go on.
real quick, and then we're gonna get into the video. Derek said, all those years of being together, did you ever feel that the vibe that he was moving on, that he was not feeling it anymore? Like
Well,
at no point, because that is, I mean, that's kind of valid though. Like
That's like falling out of love.
I feel like, okay, and before I'm gonna let you answer, but like that just goes to this. A lot of people say a man can't tell when his woman is cheating because vagina stretches and goes back to normal and this, that, and third. Cool. Physically, no, you might not be able to tell your woman cheating. But I've always said that if that's my woman, if that's really my woman,
Bro,
I'm gonna know she cheated. I'm gonna feel the vibe. Shit gonna be different.
like, even a touch, bro.
I'ma
like,
know that.
shit gonna,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
It's gonna be
you,
different.
you gonna know if a motherfucker cheated, I feel.
y'all was thinking you had 17 years.
17 years.
And that 17 years in the last, let's say 5, you didn't feel no, like it was different, like it was changing, like he didn't, you know what I'm saying, the love wasn't the same as it was before?
Well, off air, I kind of shared this. He was a habitual cheater, and I can be honest about
Oh,
that.
shit.
He
Okay.
was a habitual cheater. He traveled for work, so whenever he would travel for work, and he would go to other places or whatever, he would like put in like the Facebook groups, oh, I'm gonna be in St. Louis. Anybody from St. Louis want to kick it? Like he was one of them type of serial cheaters. He went everywhere, yo.
Oh, that, everywhere that motherfucker went, he had to get it in.
I feel it. Which one you do first? So I mean, okay, but I'm saying so with that, you saying basically what you're saying is you already kind of knew that what type of person you was dealing with.
Oh yeah, he was a
So
he
the
was
possibility,
a cheater.
so it wasn't about vibes more. So it really wasn't more so about the vibe being off because you already kind of knew that this nigga might be cheating on me anyway. You just never expected it to come to I'm finna leave you for one of these hoes
Yeah.
type shit. You never expected that at all.
Yeah, usually he'd cheat and I beat him up and then we'd be back.
She said I'll
together.
beat him up.
Man,
I done broke every window in this nigga's car
Let's
out
talk
before.
about it.
I broke every window in his car out before. I busted his head maybe 3 times. I stabbed him once.
Damn.
I shot at him once.
Damn.
I did so much.
Allegedly.
yeah, all this is a legend. You know what I'm
Allegedly.
saying?
Sorry, allegedly.
Yeah.
But now, okay, but see, that's the thing.
But I loved him.
No, that's the thing. I want. That's the thing. This is why we. This
That
is why.
cheating wasn't free.
Listen,
Right.
this is
You
why
gonna take
sometimes
this ass
we don't.
whooping.
This is why sometimes we don't get to the video. Listen, because we gotta talk about this. Now, going through all of that, at no point did you think to yourself, "This ain't how love is. I'm not. I should leave." Like, it's like you just described the typical toxic relationship.
I 100% agree, but let's be real. So
They was
I'm
married,
a product. We was married, but I'm a product of my environment. I never grew up in a household with a mother and a father.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If anybody who know me knows, I was taken away from my parents. My first crime, I was 10. My second crime, I was 12. Went to prison when I was 15. Never was in an example of any kind of positive. My parents were in and out of prison my entire life. Almost my entire family graduated in prison, got their GED, except my brother. So
So
whole
basically,
family
your
of
whole life was
chaotic and toxic.
chaotic. That's kind of what you knew.
I knew no
That's
better.
what you knew. Okay.
But it seemed like for me,
I get that.
like listening to your story, like even though you went through all that trauma and whatnot, it seemed like you still was pushing, you know, like for family and a better life. I think, you know, like just looking at the whole situation, like you still knew what you wanted, and even though you went through all that, you still had a different like look, I still want the family, I want this, I want that, because you know you appreciated that more. So for him to do all that, yeah, that's real fucked up. What do you think?
I mean, I was ride or die. That man, I bought that man 3 cars in 2 years. He totaled them, crashed them, tore them up, drunk driving, flipped them, everything.
Oh,
I got out there and grinded 3 years. 2 years got him 3 cars. Anything you ever needed, I was always there.
Yeah, you held it down. Gotta get it to you.
Some niggas just can't get right. I don't know. All right, let's get off into this video.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it, man. Cold Field Show, time for Tequila Break.
No matter what you've done, you have the right to be forgiven. So when you're young and you make mistakes, don't let them eat you up. You can't drive your car looking in the rearview mirror.
She says, no, girl, but I'm looking. I said, well, if you keep singing Free Yourself and Bittersweet, you'll never find it. I had a girl ask me in an interview one time, she's like, you know, we like to hear you sing Free Yourself and Bittersweet, and, you know, what are you going to do now? And I said, well, are you in a relationship? She says, no, girl, but I'm looking. I said, well, if you keep singing Free Yourself and Bittersweet, you'll never find it. I had a girl ask me in an interview one time, she's like, you know, we like to hear you sing Free Yourself and Bittersweet, and, you know, what are you going to do now? And I said, well, are you in a relationship? She says, no, girl, but I'm looking. I said, well, if you keep singing Free Yourself and Bittersweet, you'll never find it. I had a girl ask me in an interview one time, she's like,
So look, hey, check it out, right? What she was saying, man, was so fucking valid, because if she continued to talk about that same trauma, that same like that same experience, that same past experience, she's stuck there, right? She wants her music to evolve. She wants to evolve as a person. That's why I always tell you, like, bro, one thing I don't like about Keisha Cole, bro, she make the same fucking song
I'll tell you, man.
over and over and over again.
Watch your mouth. Don't worry about what
Like, bro, can she do anything else?
Nah, because I keep her in that headspace. Toxic.
Look, I think she keep herself in that headspace.
Look at that.
But no, like on some real shit, like, if you truly want to grow in life and you want to, like, level up and step into your next, you know, form or whatever, like, you gotta move forward.
Gotta let
You
it go.
got to.
Gotta let it go.
It's just like that one guy has said, women say like Beyonce, they in the Beehive and all of that stuff, but you laugh at it because they say Beyonce is a role model. Beyonce singing Single Ladies. She ain't single. She talking about I can get another you in a minute. She ain't leave Jay-Z when he cheated.
Nowhere.
Man, right. And shit, Jay-Z helped her make the damn song. That's the crazy part about
So
it.
don't take them songs to heart too much.
What?
Hey, all I can say is this: don't judge a book by its cover, because things can be deceptive.
Man.
Look, so speaking of that, stop speaking on it. Stop speaking on it. How come when you break up with a person, they break up with you, whatever, you quit a job, whatever the case may be, you get into it with a friend, you know what I'm saying, y'all fall out, but you just keep talking about this shit. Like, it's over. It's over. Like, it's over. And you talking about how it's negative and how it bothers you and shit, but you steady talking about it. You keep bringing it up. You keep finding new people to talk about it. You keep finding new reasons to be mad about a situation that's been over with for months or for weeks, whatever the case may be. Like, the way we talk is a big part of our mental existence. If you constantly speaking about it, like she just said, like you just said, constantly speaking that into your life, like, that's what you're gonna have. Like, I have seen so many women, and men do it too, but I have seen so many women that break up with men or whatever in a relationship, and then spend the next couple months subbing the boyfriend on Facebook,
Man, for real.
talking about him and his new girlfriend, or you know what I'm saying, whatever the case may be, something. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just always negative. Like, why do women do that? Why do some women do that? I know all don't do it, but why do some women do that?
Because they're not over them. Most of the time, they not over them. They Facebook stalk him. You got your friends, still his friends on his page, and they can look and see what he's doing, and you following him on every social media. And
Keep on.
so that's I don't know. They just not over him. He's stalking him.
But it's like, how does that bring you any type of joy though? Like, how is that? You talking about him mad because he done moved on with his life, or mad because he doing, you know what I'm saying, whatever. Like, how does that help?
It doesn't. I don't know. That just keeps you in the same mindset. I don't do it, so I don't know.
Type shit. I feel it. I feel like it'd be hard for me to have certain conversations. When I know for a fact I don't fit the mold. It's like I can't put myself in the headspace to speak about this shit.
I'm really bad. Like, I'll just use myself as an example. Like, me and my nigga got into it, and he was like, "Well, fuck you, don't talk to me no more." And he didn't mean it, but he said it. So for me, you say that to me, say less. I deleted his number, blocked him on everything, and was like he was dead. Like, he was literally dead.
Yeah, that's what you want.
Right. And he showed up at my house like, "Is you crazy?"
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, but you gotta like, I don't know. Like, I'm the type of guy too. I don't like that shit. Like, I don't like having, like, we ain't finna keep talking about some shit. We ain't finna keep talking about the same thing a million and one times. Like, we ain't finna keep. I don't have time to keep reliving that shit personally. But no matter what it is, like with a current argument, with a current relationship, ex, or any of that shit, like, I'm not finna let nothing take that much of my time and space and energy in my head for me to continue to think about this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm too old for that.
life goes on.
Yeah, I'll be 45 on Saturday. I don't have no time for that. I'm too old for that. I told my nigga, I said, we don't do that. You got something to say, you tell me, because we communicate around here, because I can't fix it if you just sitting around and just not saying nothing.
Right. Facts, can't. Definitely can't. So when you dealing with that, like you said, he just said stop talking to him. When you in a relationship or whatever, and you need to take space from a person because the argument then got too heated, or because you just need time. You're like, sometimes you just need to get the fuck away from somebody. You know what I'm saying, for a little while, because the energies is clashing and y'all ain't seeing eye to eye on the situation. And sometimes you just like, you know, I need my space, some personal space. Man, stop fucking with shit for you unplug the goddamn shit. Fuck wrong with this nigga? You know what I'm saying? How do you deal with space in a relationship? Like, your man tell you he sleep on the couch that night. You didn't make him, he chose to. He stay out all night. And I don't know, fuck shit, ain't no cheating involved. Like, he don't want to deal with you. He don't want to look at you. Like, y'all done had one of them type of arguments. Like, how important do you think space?
Space is very important. Actually, me and my nigga don't live together. He got his own crib, I got my own crib. And he tells me, like, I don't feel like being bothered today.
And you respect it?
I respect, okay.
No problem.
No problem. Say less.
Have you always been that way?
No.
Nah. How would the old you have reacted to that?
Me and my friends would have probably stalked him and seen what he was doing at home. See if he was home and what he was doing.
That's crazy.
I'm just being honest. Don't ask me questions.
Who cars that in the drive?
Man, we like some private investigators. We gonna know.
All that, man. I'm
Man,
not stalking nobody.
I'm nuts. But I'm being honest. I'm a little nuts.
No,
but now, like,
But
I
you
tell.
don't stalking Buddy, do you?
Nah,
No.
She said the old her.
The old her. Like, now he tell me. Yeah, I grew. I'm like, he tell me, like, I don't feel like, and I tell him, like, I don't feel like company. I don't feel like company tonight.
No, I feel like that's real though. That's respect. Like, we still got our individuality, you know. But in the marriage though, you've been married. how do you deal with it inside of a marriage? Like where, like I said, y'all live together. He sleep on the couch. Like he just don't come to bed tonight.
I don't know. As long as you give me some wee wee, you can go sleep wherever you want to
That's
sleep.
why he mad. He ain't trying to give you no
You
dick.
can give me some wee wee. So you mad? Be mad after.
I'm not fucking you if I'm mad at you.
You be mad after.
That's what they want. They want
Be
that
mad
back
after.
end.
Oh, that's
Be mad after. Be mad after. Go on the couch and be mad.
be mad after.
Be mad after.
This is my body, my choice. Fuck
No.
you talking about. That's
Be
wild.
mad after. Be mad after.
She want that makeup sex, but it ain't making.
We not making. I'm not
Right, I
making.
know,
What the
but she
fuck
wants
is
that
we-
makeup sex, but ain't nobody making up shit.
No, it's kind of better when they mad too. It's kind of good when they mad too, cause then they be a little aggressive.
Out here on that.
Neck off.
They grab your hair a little harder. They do everything.
Everything is more lit. Like, yeah, all
You
right.
bitch.
You know what I'm saying?
We not fucking until we solve some problems out here. Fuck
Nope.
all that. I don't want it that bad.
Cause soon as you tell me no,
I
I'm
ain't
flipping
gonna lie,
tables
keep
over.
it 100 though. When you was young, bro, you got a tool with your girl, you know what I'm saying, growing up and shit. Man.
Yeah, when you was younger,
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like I ain't gonna lie. Like, so you know how motherfuckers be asking the questions, drunk sex, makeup sex. We ain't supposed to be doing it. Like when you younger, yeah, like that shit is it's fad, it's fun and shit.
He
But,
said not the weed.
but the older you get though, man, that
Oh, yeah,
shit,
that
man,
toxic shit,
yeah,
it ain't what it is.
I don't get ain't no such thing as makeup sex for me. I ain't gonna lie to you. For me, there's no such thing as makeup sex. Even if we fuck, I still ain't made up with you. I'm finna go right back to you. It's probably gonna make you feel like dirt too, cause I'm finna go right back to being a dickhead as soon as I pull my pants up.
I'd rather, yeah.
You could be a-
move on, you know what I'm saying?
My nigga can be a dickhead all he wants. I got mine. I don't care what you say. No.
You think that's what? That's
See you
why,
tomorrow,
so
or
many
see you in a
people
couple
out
hours. I don't care.
there- Y'all think that's why so many single people out there? Because motherfuckers won't let it go. You know what I'm saying? Like motherfuckers hold on to that anger.
Nah, that part too. Like some shit you can't let go of. So some people hurt you a certain way. Like she said, he broke her heart with something that he said to her. I understand that sentiment all too well. A person can only say certain things to me so many times. A person can only say certain shit to me one time, and a person specifically shouldn't even be saying certain shit.
You know what? But you know what?
Like it's the person sometimes. It ain't even what they said. Sometimes it's the like you said that.
What about like when a lot of women, right? Like you confine your woman, whatever the case may be. You know, and y'all get into it, and she throw that shit right back in your face. It's like the ultimate like disrespect. Like
If you vent to your woman and she used that against you,
Yeah,
then
that's
you have a right to punch her dead in the face. No, I'm just,
Nah, that's what
I'm just kidding.
Nah, but that's what I mean. Though,
That's
when I say,
bogus.
like,
Yeah, you don't do
motherfuckers
that.
do shit like that, bro. I got like at my age now, and the way I am now, I got a no tolerance for certain shit.
man,
It's like
You get to the 8,
Cause
yeah.
it made me feel such a way. Like I got this saying I say where a motherfucker ain't necessarily disrespecting you. You disrespecting yourself because you know who they is and what type of energy they come with, and you keep allowing them in your motherfucking space. I'm allowing you to disrespect me. I'm basically disrespecting my goddamn self.
giving a motherfucker the green light.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, after certain shit can't be said. Certain shit shouldn't be said. And then certain people just, damn, you said that? Like
Back.
you feel like that? Oh, okay, bet.
Yeah, you get to a certain age, you don't tolerate bullshit. You get to
When you fuck with a motherfucker like wholeheartedly, like you go all the way locked in, and a motherfucker do something like that, damn, man.
You got, motherfuckers, man, look, man, we too grown, man. I ain't playing no type of games with a motherfucker, man. Look, I need my space, and if you can't give me my space, then fuck you. And if you said some shit that make me want to take too much space, it's still fuck you. Because I feel like we got to be able to communicate without disrespect. You know what I'm saying? We got to be able to respect each other while communicating on so many different levels. Like, this shit get deep, bro. That shit get right there get deep.
My nigga's so funny about his space. Like, we'll chill, we'll be watching movies, we'll kick it, we'll smoke, we'll laugh, we'll joke. And then he has certain moods where he'll go in the living room and be on his phone and be sitting, and I'll be in his room. And I leave him to have it, because then he comes back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to.
You have to respect.
Yeah.
Respect, like when somebody when you in a room with a motherfucker, y'all lit. Then you in a room with a motherfucker and y'all just both on y'all phones. You in a room with a motherfucker, y'all, you know, doing something with the kids. As long as y'all in them rooms together,
That's all that should matter.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't bother me because I'll fall asleep and then I wake up and he in the other room because he don't want to wake me up. And he might be in the other room listening to music on his phone or something. You know what I'm saying?
I
leave him be.
If I can't be myself inside the relationship, it ain't gonna work. Now, don't get me wrong. If I don't want you in the phone no more, I'm gonna let you know. Hey, look, what's up? You know, woo, blah 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 type shit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not finna be mad just because a motherfucker still being they self. Like, that's some weird ass shit. So how do you deal with, man? Look, I got one for you. How do you deal with childhood trauma? Like, we've been talking about relationships a lot. But like Sunshine, you just was speaking about a lot of shit. Like,
yeah, I have a lot of childhood trauma I had to work through.
How do we as adults, like, also, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we got therapy and things like that, but like, just some person to person shit. Like, how do you deal with that shit? Like, people go through a lot of shit in life.
Well, let me tell you how me and my sister deal with childhood trauma. We're actually in the process of writing a book, but because it's so much stuff that went on in our family, like generational curses, that we can't make it like based on our life. We have to say it's like it's fiction because we can get sued because if our family find out we, you know what I'm saying, like put their business out there, they could sue us. So we're gonna write a book and we're just gonna say it's fiction, but it's actually loosely based on our life.
Type shit.
But it's just, and the reason we're writing it is because how we've broken generational curses in our own families and our own upbringing. Like, I'm proud to say, yeah, I did. My first time going to jail, I was only 10. Then I went when I was 12, and I went to prison when I was 15. But my kids have never been to jail.
Man.
My kids have never had that experience. My kids have never experienced, you know what I'm saying, having to grind when they was young. You know what I'm saying? I started selling dope, I was only 10 years old. My kids have never had to experience that. You know what I'm saying? It's much. I'm not innocent. You know, I've done a lot of dirt, but my kids have never had to experience that.
So you made a way, basically. How you dealt with your childhood trauma to a certain extent was making sure your kids didn't have to go through the same shit.
Right.
You know, and I feel that though. That's like using your past as motivation to the full extent. You know what I'm saying? Because they say you're a product of your environment, but the truth of the matter is you don't have to be. You don't have to be a product of your environment. Like, don't get me wrong, you're going to always carry certain aspects of your environment in you. The way you talk necessarily, you know what I'm saying, your rough exterior, maybe your attitude a little bit. But you don't have to just be what everybody expect you. You know what I'm saying? Right. Because they wasn't, or you know what I'm saying, couldn't. And that be a major part of it. Like I said, that childhood trauma, man. Like, I know for me and mine personally, like, I dealt with a lot of shit, you know what I'm saying, growing up. And I mean, we all did, especially if we all, you know, from the same area, Chicago, Wisconsin area and shit like that.
You ain't growing up, bro. Like, I don't know too many motherfuckers that came from the
ain't nobody had a silver spoon. Some motherfuckers had it a little bit easier, you know what I'm saying? I can say I didn't grow up in the projects, but I still grew up in the hood. Projects in Chicago and the hood in Chicago is two different things, but still same elements, you know what I'm saying? Same elements, you know what I'm saying? It's just so some of us had it harder than others, and my point with that is, in general though, like, I had to learn how to, and I didn't learn this until I got older, until I became an adult, honestly, like a full grown adult, not no 20, 21 type shit. I'm talking about like 30s and shit. I had to really learn how to look back at my past and accept it, go back to the acceptance part for what it was in certain elements. Like, we look at our parents as superheroes or whatever the case may be, but really the whole time, shit, our parents wasn't nothing but regular motherfuckers like us trying to figure shit out.
See, I never looked at my parents as superheroes.
But damn, yeah, she said her parents were really not a
type shit. So yeah.
So I never.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
But shit, you still made it. You know, you made it. I mean, they say this. They say that you owe your kid a house, and you owe your kid riches in life. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
Listen. I don't know why you don't. Cause look, imagine how everybody else set their kids up. They set their kids up with a roof.
You can set your kids up, but I don't feel like you
And
owe
with the
your.
money,
I don't feel like you owe your kids riches and a house. Like
Riches don't always have to be money. You know what I'm saying? Like a rich foundation too.
I
Like,
mean, we'll say that.
Like, but just look at every other race how they set their kids up to win though. You feel me? Motherfucker be in the
you know
crib
what?
till they 28.
I'm gonna be real with
Get
you.
their own crib.
I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna say
Fast
this today, cause I ain't gonna lie. That shit be blowing me sometimes when motherfuckers be talking about the black people don't do this like the other people do. It's plenty black motherfuckers out
I mean,
here.
you know.
I don't know none of them that I can. No, listen. I don't know none of them that I can name off the top of my head. I know, actually, I do. Shout out to my boy Gerard Taylor. Look, I'm gonna say it like this. Shout out to my boy Leroy Shanks. I'm gonna say it like this. It's not a lot of black people that's in them positions to lead their kids a house, buy their kids. Hold on, let me get
Okay,
into
go ahead.
Lead their kids a house, buy their kids their first car off the lot, shit like that. It's not a lot of people that's in the position to do that. It's not a lot of people that's in the position to break the generational curses in certain ways because, shit, for them, they still trying to get it out of that shit they damn self. But I do agree with you in the sense of leaving your kids something other than just a funeral bill.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I agree with you on that.
Listen, but look,
wholeheartedly.
you got cheap ass insurance out there. You got $10 insurance. You got $20 insurance. You know what I'm saying? Your kid, let's say you got a condo. Let's say you got an apartment. Your kids stay there. You know what I'm saying? Go to school, get the job, do what they gotta do, get in the right position, build they shit up, bro. In 3 years, 3 to 4 years after 3 years after motherfucker from 18 to 21, bro, they buying their house.
But that's what I'm saying. There's black people that's in that position teaching their kids that though. Like it's just
But
that it's not widespread. But the thing of it is, it's not widespread with white folks either, bro.
I'm not
It's
talking
not.
about white folks.
No, you
bro.
said other
'Cause
races. though,
I'm
like,
saying when I say other races, bro, when I say other races, I'm not talking about white people.
even
bro.
Indians and
Because
that, they life is different. They got motherfucking
how many motherfuckers be in the house?
half of their population is princes.
Man, what the fuck? You talking about the Saudis, bro?
That's what I'm saying. Like them motherfuckers over there, they come from
Saudis
that.
and Indians are not the same.
Man, you know what I'm saying.
All right.
Look at
But
that.
listen though, I'm just saying, bro, we gotta learn to set our kids up to win. Cause if we set them up to win, that's how we truly win.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
It's an assist.
Facts.
Like, get a motherfucker on the scoreboard.
Like right now, my son, 19, he'll be 20 this year. He still stay at home, but he working a job. He got money saved up. If I had the amount of money saved up at 19 that he do right now,
Come on, man.
boy, my life.
He 19. Now
I ain't
look,
look,
get that credit right, give him that money.
I'm not gonna put my son business out there, and I'm just gonna
Don't
say.
put his business out there
I'm just
then,
gonna say.
man.
No, I'm just gonna
Fuck.
say this. At 19, to have what he have right now, by the time he's 21,
21.
my son will be able to buy a house
Whatever.
and a car off the lot.
Let's go.
You feel what I'm saying? So again, I understand what you're saying in certain ways. There's ways you got to do shit. Like it ain't all about giving them things. It's about
No.
giving them
Setting them up.
opportunities.
Yeah,
setting them up.
exactly.
You know what I'm
Because
saying?
we didn't have that, bro. We didn't have that. Like, come on, bro. I was out of the crib, motherfucking 16.
My
I
best
was
friend
out.
did that for his kids. He definitely makes sure his kids is set up.
You got to. It's ways. It's like I say. It's ways to go about it. Everybody don't got money to leave in the will. Everybody don't got. You know what I'm saying? It's the insurance and shit. Even though it's very affordable.
Right.
Look into that. We did a whole episode about it. Go dig in the archives.
Right.
But
Jump in the inbox so we can get our people involved.
you know what
with
I'm saying? But yeah, it's definitely other ways to break them generational curses and things of that nature, man. For not necessarily letting go of the past, but changing the past. But like as far as letting go of the past, like let's say for the motherfuckers that, you know, we had a conversation before about like molestation and things like that. You know, them things that happen in the families that a lot of times get swept under the rug and not talked about a lot. But like not even just that, like when a parent does leave, like it go from a 2-parent home to a 1-parent home, in situations like that, and you grow up with mommy issues or daddy issues and shit like that, like how does that affect like a relationship?
I have a good friend that we grew up together. I've known her probably over 30 years. she has bad abandonment issues. Where like she spazzes out if you try to leave her. You know what I mean? Like she has to, like if you were her man, like you can't break up with her. Like what? Like seriously, like she has like really bad abandonment issues. Like somebody trying to leave her is like the end of the world to her. So like she holds on to
But
dudes.
who,
like why
who
are
left her in her life? Was it her mom, her dad?
Yeah,
Like,
somebody significant.
I think both. Like she was raised like me. Like I said, I've known her 30 years. We both was in the system,
Okay.
and that's what it did to her. Me,
right, you know, it's like exactly what you said. That's what it did to her.
right? Me, it made me the
Turned
opposite.
you into a.
It turned you use it as strength. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Me,
feel
my
that.
like she has a bandwidth. You can't leave me. My problem is that I'm the opposite, where I'm like, you wanna leave? Well, fuck you. But and I don't need to be like that. You know what I'm saying?
Type shit. Yeah, you don't want to
Yeah.
be hard.
And like me and my boyfriend actually had this conversation like maybe about a week ago. I can't remember what happened, and I said, well, you hurt my feelings when you said that. And he said, hurt your feelings? Like, you the toughest motherfucker I know. I was like, but I'm still a woman. Like, what does you mean? Like, I'm not tough. I'm a girl. And he was like, I guess. And he's like, yeah, you're right.
That's real though. That's real. You know, you still gotta remember it's a lady in the room, man. You know?
like, I mean,
It
but
be
that's
hard
the thing, though. Like,
sometimes.
sometimes your exterior to the world, and that's why I say, like, how does that affect the relationship? Because sometimes your exterior to the world, when you didn't condition yourself to be a certain way based on certain traumas that you dealt with as a child, like, your exterior to the world can be mistaken for how you really are. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like we wear a mask to the world. We go out into the world and we act a certain way because we got to protect ourselves in certain areas,
I agree.
certain dynamics. But when we get to the crib with that person, we want to be able to take that mask off. You know what I'm saying? We want to be able to let our guard down. And basically what you're saying is he almost forgot for a minute. Like, nah, wait a minute, hold on. This still just my woman at the end of the day. Like, she might be a bad motherfucker when she dealing with everybody else. But with me, I'm supposed to be tender and caring and shit like that with her. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
it's supposed to
saying?
be
I
all
think he
soft
do
and
be
sweet.
forgetting that though. I do, because he be talking to me like I'm his friend or something sometimes.
I mean,
He
but,
talk to you like you one of the guys.
but that's not that mean he in
That
tune
mean he
with
fuck
you.
with
though.
you, yeah,
That
but
mean he in tune with
right.
you. Like sometimes, like, you know what I'm saying, the same way y'all do us, y'all sometimes y'all forget who y'all talking to, y'all bitch or girl.
You
or,
be like, what, bitch?
huh? I just be talking to the girls like I feel you. I ain't offended, but hold on. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? It be like that sometimes. You know, players fuck up. Derek said many people in their relationships and marriages are still wearing their masks too, or though. I can say this to that. Personal experience. I definitely had a relationship where I felt like I couldn't be myself. I definitely had a relationship where I felt like I had to hide certain elements of myself because of the way the other person reacted when I was myself. Like when I did those things or spoke that way or acted that way or just whatever it was that was the actual genuine me. It made them act a certain way or react to me a certain way in a way that
you couldn't fully be yourself.
Yeah,
you
I
was
could.
walking on eggshells.
Yeah, I had to walk on eggshells to a certain extent just to, you know what I'm saying, function in a relationship. I ain't gonna lie, they're wearing a mask shit in a relationship. That shit dangerous.
But you know what? That's the work too. When motherfuckers be like, that relationship is all work. You know, like it feel like I'm at a job or something. That's that mask. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
You stay-
relationships are work. They're
mask,
not.
though?
No, but it can be
I
like
get-
good work. It can be like, okay, like I'm going to work, whatever. You can enjoy your job, or you can hate your job.
I love
Shit.
my job. Yeah, I feel you.
I don't want to hate my job. If I gotta hate my job, like the uniform, I switch it to a uniform. If I hate the uniform that I gotta put on, I don't wanna do this.
I feel
Real
that.
shit. Like I shouldn't have to. Man, I gotta do this shit again today. You know what I'm saying? Like with a relationship, that's how you feel.
And that's supposed to be when you come home. You know, it's supposed to be the peace. You know, you're supposed to be able to walk through this
Yeah.
motherfucker. Y'all got each other. It's supposed to be a vibe. You're supposed to disconnect from the world. Respect.
Yeah. Bill Bellamy Bones said, I learned to be mindful. Also, people got to be prepared for what they dish out. If they can't receive the same, that's not real love if you can't be yourself, in my opinion.
Man.
That's facts, though.
I have to tell, like, my guy, like, we have conversations. He knows, like, Facebook is just Facebook to me. You know what I'm saying? But I do respect what he says. But sometimes, like, my post, he'd be like, you're doing too much. And I'll delete it, like, whatever. So, like, okay. I don't argue.
I mean, you respect your man.
Yeah, I just delete it. But
You think it should be like that on both ends then?
he's not a social media person though, so
Okay.
he don't really care about social media like that. So that's why even like when I told him I was coming on his show, he's like, well, just I don't do social media, right? And I was like, I know.
Okay, you know what? Question off subject, but you just kind of like brought this to like. You said he's not a social media guy. I know a couple of my homeboys from the past. You know what I'm saying? That we older. Social media wasn't always a thing. I got a couple of homeboys from my past that don't fuck with social media to this day.
Man.
They don't have Facebooks. They got emails and shit, but it's mostly for business. You know what I'm saying? I seen a post on Facebook recently that said it was like a meme. Oh, a man with no social media, and then they got the hard eyes and shit. How you want a man with no social media, but you on social media? Like, how does that work? How do you want some shit that, like, you can be on social media getting liked up and hearted up and inboxed up, but you want a man that don't find that shit entertaining? Like, not you, but again, like, just
He has social media, but he's just not big. Like, he says me, I do too much. Like, I'm always on it. So like you said about you'll tell your chick to put her phone down. Like, sometimes he does. He'd be like, all right, you done now? And I'd be like, yep. And all right, I'm done.
See, that mean he light with it. Like, he jump on for a little bit here and there. Some people be on the motherfucking phone 10, 12 hours through the week.
that shit, like, look, man, like I said, I understand, we all got fan base or whatever you want to call it, to the point where we got to respond to some comments and, we might be doing business. We got to check the inboxes. Sometimes you just get lost scrolling, sometimes making comments and shit with yourself. It is what it is. Like, social media has become a part of people's everyday lives to a certain extent. But if we supposed to be spending time together and you been in your phone for 20, 30 minutes, we got problems. I need you to get rid of that motherfucker ASAP. What's that? Somebody trying to call
Hey,
me.
now look, we switching it up a little bit. We adding a little more flavor to it. If somebody want to call in, throughout the show, hit the number 414-909-8115. We're gonna drop it in the comments. If somebody want to call in, let they
Call in and voice your opinion. Letting go of the past. What do you feel like is the hardest part of letting go of the past? Like, we need to know how you feel. We need to know some, from the audience. What's good? Letting go of the past. Call in. Give them that number one more time.
I'm finna drop it in the comments.
Yeah. We're going to make this a new thing, a new element of the show. Every week we're going to take a live call in. We want y'all to voice y'all honest opinion, man. Like, tell us how y'all feel, man. What's the hardest part? Is it the closure? Is it the acceptance? Is it the trauma bonds that you build with people? Because that's what's next. We got to get into that. A lot of times, man, we deal with people in these relationships, and these long-term relationships, I say at least, 2 to 5 years minimum, you know what I'm saying, where things was kind of rocky, kind of toxic and shit. You feel me? And y'all, like you said, you knew it was fucked up, but you chose to stay. Like, when you build them trauma bonds with people, the so-called love and emotion and shit, that shit real hard and real dangerous to deal with. It's real hard to navigate, because you will real life convince yourself that this person is the person you supposed to be with. Like, I gotta be here. They supposed to be here. You would make excuses for the relationship and why things is going the way they going. Like, why do you think trauma bonds hit so hard? Like, 'cause they hit different. Like, especially when you've been with somebody through funerals and deaths and things of that nature. Maybe a kid that died, you know what I'm saying? Or, like I said, they got family that died and you there to hold their hand. And
Man, we went through all of that. But I think part of me being able to forgive him is I had to accept and be accountable for what I did wrong in the marriage. And that helped me, you know what I'm saying, be a better person for my next relationships. Because I wasn't perfect either. I may have not cheated, but I did other stuff. Like my problem was I was raised in households where women were the breadwinners and women, you know, ran the household. So I didn't know what it was to be a wife because no one ever in my household was ever a wife. So I didn't know how to behave as a wife.
Let's talk about it.
So I didn't make him feel like he was the man. And I'm not trying to be funny, but like, I know I'm pretty, you know what I'm saying? And I know all of that. So I thought that was enough, if that makes sense. I thought that was being pretty was enough. And it's not, you know what I'm saying? You should be happy you're with me because I'm so pretty. And it doesn't work. No, seriously. And it doesn't work like that. And women,
a lot of pretty women have
they do think that. And that's the, So, and I wasn't a good wife. Like I didn't help him. I didn't make him feel like the man. He was the sole provider. He paid 100% of the bills, and I didn't give him his kudos for that.
Whoa.
Why was that? Why wouldn't you? What was it that you wasn't? Why wouldn't you?
That's
give
real
him,
shit.
Why wouldn't you give him that? What was it about? Like,
Because I wasn't raised in a household where women did that.
So you didn't know how?
I didn't know how. I just thought it had to be my way because you're blessed to be with me. So it should be my way or highway.
If you didn't, okay, now that part, let's stop right there. Let's talk about that. If you wasn't raised in a house with women or whatever like that, what gave you the idea that you could feel like that? You're blessed to be with me. Like, what gave you that mindset?
Because I was always told how pretty I was, and I was always told, like, made to feel like I'm so special and you're sunshine, you're the greatest. That
So you was.
I thought he should think that too.
You said forever. You thought he should have looked at you as the prize.
Yeah, like you should be blessed to be with me.
Okay.
That I didn't give him a reason to feel blessed to be with me.
Shit.
So, like,
On some real shit. That's why I say, man, shit. You know, it's nice to say happy wife, happy life, but shit, y'all both got to be happy, man.
and
like,
I wasn't, and I think that was truthfully that was the problem because. Okay, we got together. We both were young. We both obviously didn't have no money or whatever. And I mean, I had a special set of skills that was something different that I taught him how to do. And, you know, so we came up that way. So then, you know what I'm saying? I may have helped him come up, but then I gave him the incentive. He got a job where he went from making $50,000 a year when he first started to when we split up, he was making $150,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? And for him to be doing so well, I didn't give him his kudos like you're a good husband, you're a great provider, you do this for me, you do this for the kids. I didn't take the time out in my day to say I appreciate you. You're paying for me to go to school. You bought me this house. You know what I'm saying? You do this for me. I didn't give him his kudos. Me and my children are blessed to be with you. You know what I'm saying? You're a great husband. You're a good father. I didn't do any of that. You know what I'm saying? So this man went to work and worked hard. For what? You know what I'm saying?
like you kept it 100. Like that's some real shit.
So I had to, So when he would cheat on me with these women that would be like, oh my God, you're so great. You got, you know what I'm saying? You're so awesome. And I would be looking at them like, she ain't as pretty as me. She ain't this. She ain't that. And I'm wondering why he's cheating on me with these women. And the truth was because they made him feel like he was a man.
Man, a man need that stroke.
Yeah,
man.
like it's fun.
Real.
It's like on one hand you can look at that as kind of like weak and egotistical, but on the other hand you kind of got to look at it as a necessity of part of being a man and who we are and what we are. Like if I'm being a man, doing everything a man is supposed to do, whether by your standard, the Bible standards, my standards, just I'm meeting the standards. And I'm not being...
Man, not a pat.
I'm not going to necessarily say a pat on the back. I'm just going to say... Like, motherfuckers be like, oh, I'm not going to... They say, I'm not going to... I get pat you on the back for doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Right.
But it's not about patting me on the back for doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Acknowledging.
It's just acknowledging that I'm doing in the first place. Because I could not be. You know what I'm saying? Like I hate to be because they got the angry black. I call it the angry black mama syndrome, where the mothers be like, I could have been one of them mamas that be out here doing drugs. I could have been one of them mamas that be out here had all type of men.
Could have been though, bro.
Okay, but I don't want to hear that shit. So, so I could be the guy that, you know what I'm saying, do that type of shit in a relationship. I could be one of them niggas out here using your car and going to work. And I could be one, like you could do that as a man, but why would you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So to not get acknowledged.
Yeah, that's why I want to say, yeah, he messed up a lot. He messed up. We both, like I said, we were young when we met, but I have to take responsibility for what I did wrong in a relationship and what was the end of the marriage. You know what I'm saying?
Type shit.
Because I loved him, but I didn't take time out to show him that and preach. I mean, I might have, but not as much as he probably needed.
Yeah.
How long do you think it took you completely to let go of the past when it comes to that situation? Like to move on from it as a whole?
It was a process, definitely. Like I said, the first thing that really like slapped me in the face was hearing my kids say he left us. And then when I heard that, I was like, wait a minute, no, he didn't. So then that was like my first step, is like making sure I said that to my kids all the time. Like, no, stop saying that stuff. Your dad did not. And I had to tell my kids, I'm sorry for saying that in front of you, because that wasn't right. Yep. And I apologize to you for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you should never let that anger spill over into the kids. Never let that happen. Because when that happens, man, that's when the kid get defiant to the other parent. The kid get to trying to walk over the other parent, be pulling all type of shit. Like, we got to be real careful, because, like, you know, it's different stages in their life. Like, you got 3 different stages in life.
Yes, we are on YouTube right now.
Well, it was really important to me because...
Go to YouTube and look up Cold Field Show.
When we had our first daughter, I was really big to my ex-husband. I wanted him to take our daughter to dinner on Valentine's Day. Okay. And he bought our daughter flowers for Valentine's, it was really important to me to nurture that father-daughter relationship, because I never had it. I didn't have a relationship with my father until I became an adult. He may have been around, but we never really had a close relationship until I became an adult.
Okay.
Because he never was the father figure to me. He was just always like the funny dude in the background, kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Like a cousin.
Yeah, he was like, you know what I'm saying, your drunk uncle that was around sometime. But he was my dude, you know what I'm saying? He was more like my friend than my father.
Okay.
So we didn't have that relationship until I became an adult. So, I don't know. So I always nurtured the relationship between my ex-husband and our daughter. So when I saw that I was damaging it, I said, wait a minute, that's not what you always set out to do. So I had to stop.
With that being said, do y'all feel like it comes a time like where it's too late for a parent that wasn't around to rekindle a relationship with the kid? You know, like
I definitely feel like it's too late at some point, but I also feel like sometimes you have to wait until the kid develops a sense of understanding and a mind of his own when you're dealing with certain type of dynamics when it comes to the single parenting, the co-parenting. You know, I've spoken about my shit before openly, so I'm just going to speak about it again. My son, my 1-year-old that lives in Florida, 9 times out of 10, and this is nothing against his mom, she's not doing nothing wrong. But 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to have a relationship with him until he's old enough to understand why him and his mom ain't together. Shit like that. When
went down?
You know, when we can talk, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'll have a relationship with him as a toddler once he's school age. And,
right.
You know what I'm saying? He's able to travel a little bit easier and shit like that. But like that real bonding and shit, it's going to take a while, because the dynamic between me and her is, you know what I'm saying, so volatile and wild that the situation between me and him is gonna take.
It's gonna take some time.
It's gonna take some time and some understanding. So it's like right now, I can't have a certain type of relationship with him. If I try to wait till he like 17, it's too late. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I can still come into his life and.
As a friend, low key, because you know,
low key a friend, a mentor, but not a father. You can't. But I mean,
there'll be some resentment.
You should never. I mean, you should.
Why do you think you can't be a father then?
No. I said it's not that I can't be. It's the situation the way it is at hand.
He's saying how close it is, basically. Like, you know, he got a kid out there, and then he got his, you know, kid.
I got shit going on here. They out there. Me and her situation is kind of like topsy-turvy the way we communicate and shit. And rightly, he's like 1 year old. She not finna just drop him off to me and keep it moving at 1 year old. He don't know me.
Fact.
My
That's real
ex-husband,
shit.
when my ex-husband and I split up, like I said, I had just had a baby. What we would do is he would catch a plane all the way here from New York and wait at the airport and walk out, and my son would get out the car with his little luggage, and they would get ever since.
But that's what I'm saying. How old was your son at that point?
Ever since he was like probably 1 year old. My son been flying back and forth since he was little.
Well, I
He
mean,
kept
you
him.
know, we don't have. I wasn't there for the birth, none of that. Like, I was never in his life at all. So it's like, that's something that I got to start fresh and mold, and I can't do it when they 2,000 miles away. I can't fly back and forth every weekend. That's not a part of my financial lifestyle right now. You know what I'm saying? Just being real. You feel me? Just being real. Like, it is what it is. Everybody's situation different. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's real shit, bro.
But,
And the thing about it, like, when you had an opportunity to go out there, you know,
appreciate you, Donovan.
like, it be so different because, like, you got shit going on out here. And I'm pretty sure if you had an opportunity to go out there and spend some time with them, you would, you know. But I got to give you a props, my boy, you know, because it's real shit, you know. Like, life ain't what it seems. Like, life ain't always sweet. You gonna go through shit. Like, you gonna have to, like, you don't want to, like, stay in the past. Like, you want to move forward, but at the same time, that don't mean, like, you can't reach back and try to get an understanding with somebody. So, yeah.
And that's all it is. It's just gonna take time. Everything take a little time. Sometimes you gotta let wounds heal, and you know what I'm saying, before you can reach back in there and try to nurture it again. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of things with letting go of the past is easier said than done, because truthfully, to talk about shit is easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can sit up and talk about some shit all day with a person.
Mm-hmm.
But to actually go back and implement those things, you feel me? Because you know it's best for you. I think that's the hardest part for people. Because you might know some shit, but like you said earlier, I might just want to fuck one more time. You know what I'm saying? I might just want to whatever. You know what I'm saying? One more time type shit. And it's like, that turned into a whole another thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to learn how to stick to our guns, really, when it come down to it.
And the biggest thing, you know, with letting the past be the past, man, is, bro, like, motherfuckers need time, but shit, it shouldn't be taking you, like, 10, 20 years to get over some shit. Like,
Nah, if it take you, at that point, you choosing to wallow in it, you choosing to sulk in it. It don't take that long to get over shit, not even death. If it's taking you that long to get over fucking anything, goddamn it, you want to be there in that goddamn situation.
I've learned life is too short.
It's
Man.
Life is too short.
Even what you thinking is long, like even for 60 to be a 60-year-old, that's not a long time.
no, because at 30, you already halfway there.
You feel me, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So check it out. We got another video. You know what I'm saying? Pass a little time with y'all. This tequila break on here. Check
Let's
it out.
talk about it.
No matter what you've done, you have the right to be forgiven. So when you're young and you make mistakes, don't let them eat you up. You can't drive your car looking in the rearview mirror. You got to get your eyes off the past and look at where you're going. To understand how to hit the game-winning shot, you got to miss the game-winning shot. No matter what you've done, you have the right to be forgiven. So when you're young and you make mistakes, don't let them eat you up. You can't drive your car looking in the rearview mirror. You got to get your eyes off the past and look at where you're going. To understand how to hit the game-winning shot, you got to miss the game-winning shot. No matter what you've done, you have the right to be forgiven. So when you're young and you make mistakes, don't let them eat you up. You can't drive your car looking in the rearview mirror. You got to get your eyes off the past and look at where you're going. To understand how to hit the game-winning shot, you got to miss the game-winning shot.
My boy said,
Steve-O.
my boy said, to hit the game-winning shot, you got to miss the game-winning shot. You gotta learn. You gotta use the past as a stepping stone. You gotta use the past as a catalyst, as a jump point. You know what I'm saying? To move forward in life. Some people know how to, you know, like you said, you writing a book, you know, sister writing a book. That's a good way to use your past as motivation, as a driving force. You know what I'm saying? Turn your pain into change. You know what I'm saying? For real, get some money off that shit. A lot of times people will try to hold your past against you. They keep bringing it up because that's all they got. That's all they know. That's all they see when they look at you. Is they wrong for that? Not necessarily, because that's the image that you painted of yourself to them.
But you know what? That lets you really know how they feel about you.
That definitely.
To slap you with your past every time they get a chance, it's like, damn, so you still see me as that person. You don't see me for who I am right now.
We've joked about this before. About, I can't remember what we joked about because people judge me for my past, and it was a long time ago. Is it mine?
I don't know who might be real shit. Somebody's shit wacky.
Is it mine? Do you want to see
I don't
mine?
know whose it is. Just unplug that piece and then plug it back out. It's a little button.
Yeah.
I think it is your shit.
It is our shit.
Is it fixed?
Yeah. You gotta put it in your bag.
Put it in my bag?
Yeah, just leave it right there since your bag's sitting right there.
Yeah, it might have been too close to the.
But hold it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah. Because it's the tension. It's like from your phone.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Push it over there.
All right, what up, y'all? We back. You know what I'm saying? A little technical difficulty. Appreciate y'all letting us know the static is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? We still learning this microphone game. If anybody want to contribute to the Coldfield Show by helping us out with more equipment, or even being a part of the Coldfield Show in the background, if you have any background in film and, you know what I'm saying, running a broadcast system, please let us know. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, that fixed it.
Yeah, it fixed it. That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Right.
It was whole time. Somebody thought it was me at first.
Man, of course, you know, I'm already be saying you be knocked out, so they thought you probably do it.
Looking at it. If you're not the same person, does it matter? See, there's the thing about that to me. I'm not the same person. That's exactly why it matters. Because if you still a part of my life in any capacity and I'm not that person no more, but you keep trying to bring me back to that place, that's a problem for me.
Facts, though.
And at some point, if you can't respect the person that I am today, I'm going to have to end up removing you from my life. And you may or may not care about that, but that's just what it is and what it's going to have to be. I don't want to keep being reminded of my past when I came from that place. I don't want to keep talking about it when I came from that place. It's bad.
What the fuck?
But yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I don't want to be reminded. I don't want to constantly be reminded of what I did and what I did. Like, if we moved on from that shit, if it's been a couple years, or we chose to move past that as friends or lovers or whatever it is that the situation entails, and you want to keep bringing me back to that space, I feel like you trying to manipulate me. I feel like you're trying to control me to a certain extent. Because why do you want to keep bringing it up?
Man, over and over again.
Do you want me to be this person type shit? Like, if this is what you want me to be, then just say that, and I'll be that specifically to you and treat you exactly how you want to be treated.
You know, I think sometimes when a person evolving and they really stepping into their true form, I think that scares some people too. You know, because they probably feel like this person probably leaving them behind it or something. You know,
watching people level up is definitely scary to other people, especially when they know that they can't go with you. Because some people know that they can't go, like real life. Some people really can look at you and see what's special about you and see that you headed for greatness in some aspect of your life. And they know that they have no place in that.
And it's scary to them. It can be very scary.
Envious, all type of shit. Like real shit, all type of shit. Like,
I'm proud of where I've come from, shoot.
Facts,
Because
though.
it's wild.
It's a reason why motherfucker here.
I'm not proud of the things that I've done in every aspect of my life, but I'm definitely proud of the person that those mistakes is helping me become. Even if the people that I made those mistakes on or with or towards don't see it, don't agree.
Mm-hmm.
I'm grateful for the lessons that I learned out of those situations. I say it like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Because they definitely helping me become a better person. They helping me learn shit. What's right and what's wrong in a sense. And I try not to deal too much in right or wrong, good or bad these days. I try to deal more so in the aspect of reality, like why. Literally just why. Why? What was the reason that happened? Whether it was good or bad to you is not my concern. Whether it was right or wrong is not my concern. Let's get down to the aspect of why this happened and how we can either stop it from happening again or remove ourselves from the situation, basically. You know what I'm saying? Because that pointing the finger shit ain't going to get nobody nowhere.
I remember having an attitude years ago when I was younger. Like, I didn't have anything to live for. So I acted like that. And I didn't care. I had that mentality. Like, I think we joked about it earlier. I said, well, we all could die today. Like, I really had that attitude. Like, I didn't care. Like,
yeah. So sometimes, like I said, and it's a growth process, though. It's a growth process. You got to learn from that type of shit. It's been a wild year so far with a lot of things that's been happening in the world, and letting go of the past is always gonna be, like I said,
It's
easier.
a hard thing. It's hard
gonna be.
pill to
It's
swallow.
always gonna be easier said than done, man. We have to understand when doing something is best. Like I said earlier, the closure. Sometimes the person might need the closure. You just might need to give it to them. It's not always for you.
Yeah.
Forgiveness ain't always for you. Sometimes it's for the other person. Sometimes you gotta forgive that person for them to move on. You ain't gotta forgive them for yourself because you might not ever forgive them, honestly. But if you can find a little bit of humanity in yourself to free that person from whatever that is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta do that. You know what? I personally would never fuck with you again.
Yeah, and leave it at that.
But
move on.
I'm gonna free you from this because you don't gotta try to make it up to me. You don't gotta try to change my mind. You don't gotta. It'll never be what it ain't.
yeah, my mom passed away on June 8th of this year. And one of the things is she was on hospice care. And I was helping my sister take care of her on hospice care. And I had to tell her, like I forgive her. And that was for her. Because she was already at that end that I wanted her to
Yeah, and
have
she probably needed that peace. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Just to be able to move on happily. Like whether you believe in afterlife, ghost spirits, none of that type of shit. That type of shit is what to have a motherfucker spirit fucked up.
Yeah, because
Sure.
I remember I told you guys before my dad's mom, like I told her, like, what do you, like you're not using me to get into heaven, bitch. I'll see you in hell. But
Me.
Fuck wrong.
but my mom, swear to God, like you didn't want to be a part of my life. Like no, fuck you. But my mom is
Ain't
different.
Like this, I was up.
Yeah, but my mom was different. Like I told my mom, like I forgive you, and I love you, and I'm gonna miss you. Like, but I let her know, like me and my brothers and my sister, we're gonna be okay though.
Type shit.
But my grandma, I was like, I don't give a fuck. Fuck you. See you in hell.
Damn. Your ancestors.
Yeah.
Ancestors.
Like,
They ain't welcome in
Hey
her.
man, we finna get up out of here, man. That's a good. We're gonna end the note on that. Yo, we appreciate y'all for coming out and have another sincere conversation with us, man. As always, we appreciate y'all. Go ahead, hit that share button one more time before we get up out of here, so those that didn't see it can
Hit
get a
it.
chance to. Also, hit that heart button one more time. Everybody, run it up, mash that motherfucker, mash it, mash it, mash it, mash it, mash it. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. As your boy, Asshole Poppy, signing out.
Hey, it's your boy Feel Good.
We'd like to give a special thank you to our co-host, Sunshine in the
Sunshine.
building. Sunshine. Hey, it's all love. Let it go. If not for them, for yourself. We're gonna holler